Hi, honey, how are you? It's Teknikolour, and recently the Sims 4 creator on YouTube, Lilsimsie, had made a new shell challenge for the new year, and I wanted to show y'all a speed build of my submission for it, so let's check it out. I think that this might be my third shell challenge ever, and for whatever reason, I decided Brindleton Bay was calling to me. This build specifically had to be in Brindleton Bay from the Cats and Dogs pack, and it also needed to be a modern build, which is not something that I normally do. I'm still pretty new to The Sims 4, and I'm pretty new to building in general. I almost never design anything modern in any game I've ever played. I needed this build to be modern. So I don't know if I achieved it, but I'll let y'all be the judge. I did enjoy doing this build, and I hope you'll enjoy watching it, but I wasn't really sure exactly what I wanted to do, and I definitely didn't know how to handle the roofing. The roofing I struggled with for a bit, which you can see. I wasn't sure how to make it look modern. I was looking at the roof and I was looking at the siding, and nothing was screaming modern to me until I painted it all black. I also wanted a very large pop of white on the front, and then I decided that pop of white could continue over to the side, almost like the house had an addition onto it or something. I'm trying to test out different windows. I also recently got a few new packs, so very excited to get some more build items. I found these vertical bars, I guess you could call them, and I was like, I need to use these. I need to use this on this build. I also wasn't sure how to handle lighting because I wanted it to be well lit outside. I know it's like still very close to the street, but it felt very dark at night, so I wanted it to be well lit. So I decided on these wall lighting items. I don't know. And here you can see I'm just testing out windows in different places before I start on the interior. Surprisingly, I kept most of these windows. I kept them either in the exact same places or used similar windows all throughout the build. I wasn't really sure what to do with the back patio, and you'll see in the end, I decided I sort of wanted a large deck. I don't know if you can call it a deck. I guess you can. Originally, it was just going to be a smaller patio like in the front, but I made it much larger. As you can see here, I started making the kitchen in the front, sort of off of the front porch, and I couldn't figure out where to put the dining room, specifically because I wasn't sure what to do with this interior wall that Lilsimsie left as part of the challenge. So I couldn't really decide where it looked the most logical. Anything I did, nothing looked good. So what I decided on was to rethink it entirely and make the kitchen much smaller and move the dining room where I originally had intended to put the kitchen. And once I did that, you can start to see the whole build starts to come together. I also wasn't sure because I wanted these large windows in the back of the lot, and I wanted that area to be the living room. I wasn't really sure how to lay that area out until we built this foyer area. It's really big for a foyer, and I do like the fact that I have the fireplace mirrored on both sides of the wall. A family member had recently purchased a new home. They had the option to do one of those see-through fireplaces that like heats like both rooms, but the fireplace is in both rooms. I don't really think that there's a way to do that in The Sims 4, but this is my very first Sims 4 game, so I wanted to do something with that. I think that this fireplace and this setup sort of logically makes sense with what I wanted to achieve. Here, I'm working more on the living room. I did, since we are in the Cats and Dogs world, I wanted to add in a pet. I'm a graphic designer, and I kind of designed this place as if it was meant for a graphic designer, and I'm not really into modern, but I sort of envisioned myself living here, and I think that's why I got really attached to this build very early on, because I wanted that sort of look for this entire space. So I can totally see my boyfriend and I living in this in this space. I do have it as like a kind of graphic design desk or office that you'll see later on. It'll come together. Here I'm working on the bedroom, and I fell in love with this bed style, and there's a bunch of different furniture that matches it. So I ended up deciding on that furniture in the same colorway, so sort of a collection, if you will. And I use it throughout the entire second floor. I also wanted a bunch of greenery. I wanted this pop of green in the whole upstairs because everywhere else in the build is very neutral. It's very black and white. And I wanted something that would have a huge burst of color, not necessarily super colorful, meaning multiple different colors, but I definitely wanted green to have a focus and a little bit of blue, because those are kind of me and my boyfriend's favorite colors. Once I got the Blooming Rooms pack, which I really wanted the Blooming Rooms pack, or kit, I should say. I wasn't really sure what to do with a lot of the items. So once I actually had that kit, I was unsure of how to decorate with it. Once I added this item into the bathroom, game changer. I knew exactly what I was doing, and I knew exactly what I wanted for the rest of the build in general, because I had something to work off of, because I gave myself access to more modern greenery features. Somebody had made a built-in bookcase using a bookcase and a window. So the window sort of opens it up so that the bookcase doesn't get clipped into the wall. And I wanted to try it out, so I used the Barrister bookcases. I don't know if it really looks that great, but I don't know. I was very excited that I got it to work. Here you can see I'm decorating and just adding in some graphic design details. I really liked that pin board. So once I saw that, I was like, oh my God, this is perfect. Because I kind of love that sort of thing. I don't know that I ever really love anything enough to pin on it. I had this pin board that I had actually made when I was in high school. I got one of those cheap like wall hanging mirrors, like for a dorm or something, and I added corkboard around the edges of it, and then I would like post like postcards or like movie tickets and stuff like that around it. And I don't know, I was kind of like envisioning like a throwback to like high school me there. I really also wanted for the bedroom, once I found this wallpaper, I was like, I'm sold, because it reminds me of Blanche Devereaux's bedroom from Golden Girls. I'm aging myself. I loved that show, and I've been watching it a lot with my boyfriend, and Blanche Devereaux speaks to me. And I really love her bedroom specifically, so this is also kind of a nod to that. I just also really love Monstera. I don't know that there's any Monstera in this wallpaper, but it reminded me of it, so I needed to include it. Here you can see I'm just decorating the bookcase or dresser and adding in some final touches, including wallpaper, flooring, artwork, and things are really starting to come together. I also decided that I wanted to change the kitchen cabinets. It felt like it was just too much light in the space, which is weird because there's a lot of black. It's a lot of dark colors as well. I decided that since the front of the cabinets were a little too bluish, I wanted it to be a much darker look. So that's what I ended up deciding. Also, for those of you who don't know, I have a Twitch channel. So I stream every single day at twitch.tv/Teknikolour. And I play a bunch of different games, a lot of cozy games. I'll do The Sims 4, of course. I will do Disney Dreamlight Valley. I'll do Animal Crossing New Horizons. We recently started playing Spiritfarer on my channel, and I'm really into that game. But I also play Dead by Daylight, and I don't know, I just try to do a lot of variety. So if you're ever around and you want to catch any of my streams, every Tuesday and Thursday morning, I play The Sims 4, but because I'm still very new to The Sims 4, I wanted to start off with a challenge, kind of learn gameplay, because I had done like a little bit of building, like I did like maybe like one shell challenge and sort of got accustomed to it. I'm also doing a challenge where I'm making my dream home with my boyfriend occasionally. I didn't really know gameplay. I didn't know how to play the game really. So I decided that I would do a challenge, and I had come up with the Little Mermaid challenge. I don't know if anyone else has done this. I haven't found anyone else who has. I know that there are Disney challenges, but this is the first Little Mermaid challenge that I've seen. Basically, what I did is I started out with Queen Athena and King Triton, Ariel's parents, all of her older sisters, and then, of course, created Ariel. And now she's growing up. She's currently a teenager. At this point, I'm making her and Prince Eric finally meet. So actually on yesterday's stream, they met for the first time. And now I have to get them to fall in love, get married, and then once they give birth to their child, baby Melody, when she ages up to the child stage, the challenge ends. And I think I need the challenge to end once Melody ages up to the child stage, because I don't think I could see Ariel die. I don't know that I could do this. I also don't think that I could see King Triton die. I don't know. It's I've gotten very attached to these characters, and I've gotten very attached to the Sims versions of these characters that I've made. I don't know. It's just something that I've been like really enjoying playing on stream. So I hope y'all will stop by and check it out. It's also very exciting because when I started the challenge, I and my boyfriend were not really building too much in The Sims. We still wanted something really nice, so we found this incredible build that somebody had put on the gallery for King Triton's castle, Atlantica. It's beautiful. I love it. It's meant for like all of the sisters, and it was almost like tailor-made for this challenge. But my boyfriend had asked me if he could take a stab at making Prince Eric's castle for me. And I was a little hesitant at first because I needed it to be like perfect. Once he had told me that he would do everything in his power to make it look exactly how I wanted, while still having his own touch on it, I was sold. I was like, okay, we could do this. He has made Prince Eric's castle, and y'all, it's perfect. It is as close to the movie as you can be, because obviously there are certain things that don't quite make sense in the film and don't quite translate well to The Sims 4, but he did his absolute best, and I have been loving playing in Eric's household. It is honestly like the best build that I've ever seen on The Sims 4. So that's also on the gallery if you're interested, but it's unfortunately under my name because he started it as a shell on his version of The Sims once that went free, but he didn't have any of the packs. I did. So he ended up uploading that to the gallery and then downloading it on my PC and then decorating it all here. So it's if you look up Teknikolour on the Sims 4 gallery, you'll find it under mine, but CinnabonAndy is the one who made it. You could see me placing a lot of these tables and benches and coming up with something that I think works. I like how it's like a separate seating area, but then also like the cooking area with the fireplace. I think it just sort of fits. I really liked it, and it ended up becoming one of my favorite parts of the entire lot. I also put down this fencing around the pathway to sort of finish it. I couldn't decide on a mailbox, so I really wanted that one flowery mailbox. I thought it would really work here, but I don't think it did. So I ended up using the plain vertical mailbox, which I do think looks really cool and really fits this build. I also wanted an area for the Sims to do some skill building and have some gardening objects. So that's why I put these planters here. So as you can see, we're nearing the end of the build. So I kind of just want to pop into The Sims and show y'all around the place just so you can get a better view, because I know it moves a bit quickly in a speed build, and I kind of want to show off the entire build. So this is the entire build, and I am very happy with the way that it turned out. What I really, really love about it is from the front of it, you get to see that it has this very modern feel, but it also has all of this greenery. It sort of is everything that I expected for this build and everything that I had wanted it to look like in my head. And honestly, I'm really proud of the work that I put in. Also, something that I really enjoy is the fact that this bathroom, you can actually see into it from outside. You could likely see into the shower if you really wanted to, if you wanted to be a creeper, but I love that it shows all of these hanging plants. I think it's like a really nice touch that is something that I really wanted. Something that I really enjoy is in the backyard, you can actually see in through these huge windows, but with that fireplace on, I think it would really light up the space. And while you're outside, you'd probably have this fireplace on, but it's this very chill backyard space, which is something that I would probably want myself. And it's somewhere that you would be able to hang out with your friends and family, and it just really works, you know? Something that I really like about this area is that the foyer right off of the kitchen has the dog's bowls. And it's kind of got a space for getting ready for the day and like getting the mail and like putting it there and probably forgetting about it. Maybe getting your jacket or an umbrella if it's raining. I don't know. It just felt right to me. I also really love that the kitchen has this mirrored backsplash. I had actually been watching one of Lilsimsie's YouTube videos, and I know that her Twitch chat had recommended using this as a backsplash, and she had, at least in the video that I had seen, not really liked the way that it looked for that build and had wanted to do it. But I was like, I wonder if it'll work in this build. And what I really like about it is because of all these windows, it brings so much light into this smaller space. So it felt like the right thing for this smaller kitchen. And I don't know, I think it works. Well, look at that. It looks like it just like reflects a bunch of the ceiling lights. I actually really like that. I didn't notice that before. Something that I didn't really show in the build is the bathroom on the first floor. And I think it looks really nice. I really like having the shower curtain, but then also this little wall. I don't know, I thought it was interesting. Something that I really like about the primary suite is that it sort of combines the love of graphic design and art and movies with this Attack of the Cowplant poster. It just felt like a space that I would feel comfortable in. I also really wanted there to be a lot of lighting elements as well as greenery, while also tying in a little bit of the warmth from the wood tones, in addition to all like the black and white that we see throughout the entire build. I also am kind of obsessed with this bed. I had never actually seen it before while playing, and I found it, and these furniture items that match it are really nice looking. I'm really happy with them. I also envisioned this space as a place where you can get ready for the day with another dresser, and having these bookshelves built in, as well as this small office area. I think it works for the space because it's a much smaller area and it's kind of roped off to this sort of rectangle, while then there's this opening to go onto this balcony and go to the bathroom in here. It just felt like it was a good use of the space, which is something that I probably would have tried to fill in a bunch of different times. And I'm sure you see in the speed build how many times I rearranged this area, but I'm really happy with the way that it turned out. And oh my God, I just noticed. Oh no, I never actually put the flooring here. Oh no, that's embarrassing. It's on the gallery like that. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, don't pay attention to that. In the bathroom, I did want it to be this very dark bathroom, but also have a lot of the light from outside. I probably wouldn't be comfortable with having just this greenery curtain in my bathroom, but it's The Sims 4, so it doesn't really matter. I also really liked having this glass partition above the partition wall to sort of hide the toilet. I don't know. I thought it looked really good. That's basically the entire build. I hope you liked it. I do stream every single day over on twitch.tv/Teknikolour, and I hope y'all will visit us one day.